My first guest is waiting on the line. He's a singer. He's a sex symbol. He's a murderous monster. No, wait a minute. That's my intro from last week when I had Blothar from Guaron. Well, it still kind of works. Please welcome Corey motherfucking Taylor to that Jamieson show. What's up?
What's up, dude?
What's up, you murderous monster?
Well, I'm certainly not sex symboling. I mean, Jesus.
Well, it's early where you are, and I gotta give a shout out to all my sober West Coast musician friends who will get up early enough to do the show.
You know what? And not only sober, but also on dad hours, dude. Like, this is nothing. Like, I slept in. Like, I was able to get up,
Yeah.
like hit the morning ritual. So trust me, you're fine.
Yeah, how's your daughter now?
She's 6. She just turned 6, man. Yeah,
Wow.
Crazy. Yeah. Oh, trust me, I'm tripping. My Griff just turned 18.
And I'm tripping over that because he was, what, 13 or 14 when I saw you guys in Jersey, and he came up on stage and sang song number 3, the Stone Sour Jam. And yeah, man, and I remember your daughter when she was still in the belly.
Yeah. It's crazy just how fast times we got. I thought this year was going to go slow, and this year's been cruising, dude. There's less than 100 days left in this year, which is insane if you think about it.
Well, I think what's insane, man, is a couple things. One, you being a family dude, making time, for your kids and all that stuff. And obviously your son is following in your footsteps somewhat. But also the response, man, from the music community. Slipknot, Stone Sour, Corey Taylor solo, man. Does it surprise you at all that just the love for what you do just keeps pouring out?
I mean, trust me, I'm so grateful for it. I mean, it's one of those things that you don't know how people are going to react. Anytime you put something out, you don't know, I mean, the only thing you can do is really come from the heart and, hope people dig it as much as you do. That's the whole reason you wrote it. But yeah, dude, I'm blown away. I mean, the reaction to the new stuff, because it's such a different timbre for me. But it's something that people like you who I've hung out with and we've talked music, like it makes sense to people who know me because that's the stuff that I love playing, that I love writing, that people just haven't heard before, So I'm stoked that people are so stoked with that, so stoked for the live stream that's going to happen on Friday as well. Like it's a great time for me right now.
Yeah, we're gonna get into all that. And by the way, I love the shirt. Fantastic.
You know what? I told you to wear something risque, and this is risque for me because I might get sued. You just never know.
Well, we haven't been intimate in a while, so I didn't want to come on too strong today.
That's true. I miss your musk.
Yeah, I know. I'm missing your scent, man. But yeah, hopefully, and of course, as I always say, man, I appreciate the artists that are putting music out in the middle of all this craziness. But from the 3 songs that have been out that all have music videos that people can check out online. Yeah, I mean, the music it's all great rock and roll, but the 3 songs are all sort of have a different flavor to them. So, this is going to be one of those albums that I really feel that, this is going to have legs because you know how it is, man. When you got, Kiss Destroyer, it was like, oh man, like there's a orchestra on this song and there's this going on in this one and this is straight up Kiss and this is a ballad. And that's an album you could listen to forever because it's not just one single thing. And the new album, by the way, CMFT, which you can imagine what that stands for, out Friday, October 2nd.
Family technician.
Right. Oh, you can't even say the name of your album
I could
at home.
It looks rad on a t-shirt though.
But I'm digging the new jams are killer, man. The Black Eyes Blue, which we played at the top of the show because, I wanted to highlight, this is a different band and you showcase the band members in there. So let's talk about this collection of misfits and miscreants that you've put together for this album.
Well, I mean, it's, these are guys that I've jammed with, God, going back at least 20 years, like some of them I've been, the cool thing is that we've all been friends for that long too. anytime you do something with friends who are not only good but are just as passionate about it as you are, I mean, amazing things are going to happen. You know, like
Yeah.
when I brought this project to these guys, I told them, I was like, look, you've been picked specifically because A, you're some of the best that I've ever played with, and B, I know you'll crush this music, and also C, because I want to hang out with you. You know, like we're all such dorks
Yeah.
that, you know, I mean, it's like our inside jokes have inside jokes. It's
Yeah.
that kind of, you know, it's so stupid that we're constantly laughing. So, yeah. So, I mean, between Jason, who, you know, everybody knows, you know him from my, you know, my acoustic shows and stuff, but he's played with everybody from, you know, Sebastian to
Prong.
Prong, Ministry. I mean, you know, but he cut his teeth in the metal and punk community way back when. Tooch, who, you know, everybody knows from Stone Sour, but people don't realize that when he first started out, he was playing with Didi Ramone.
Oh,
Like, I mean,
wow.
he goes all the way back. Yeah, dude.
And now he's in Black Star Riders, so he goes
Right.
he goes a little Celtic, you know. He's got
dude.
a little CT, and wow, so in a punk background too. Cool.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, he's probably one of the best guitar players I've ever played with. I mean, he can play anything. Like you throw anything at him and he can play it. And that's kind of that's what ties everybody in this band together. I mean, Zach, who, I mean, God, you know, I've known him almost 20 years now, and he's played with everybody, you know, like he's just done it all. And then Dustin, who's relatively young, started out with Premonitions of War and Walls of Jericho, but can play any style you throw at him. Like he's just one of the tastiest, best drummers I've ever had a chance to jam with.
Yeah.
And I just knew that anything I threw at them, they'd be able to handle, you know? So on the album, we do everything from, you know, like country rockabilly to hardcore punk to glam to, you know, to like two-tone ska. Like, I mean, it's just, there's everything on this album that people will be able to kind of relate to and appreciate, but it all sounds like us, you know, which is so rad because we recorded it all live.
Wow, yeah, and you know, Jason Christopher. Now, I mean, I you know, he's another member of the Sober Clan. But
Yeah.
I just every time I hang with him, I just always picture that he has an enormous cache of weapons somewhere in his home.
Yeah, it's like the furthest from the truth, dude. I mean, I thought he's probably got more dick pics than he has anything else, man. Yeah, he's that guy. I shouldn't say that.
No, the guy that sends you a text and you go, I don't want to open this because I know it's going to be a giant dick.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
No, man, he's like so chill now. Like he's total opposite of when he and I met. It was like two gorillas sniffing each other. Dude. Like when we first started hanging out,
right.
we were at the Rainbow, and this is like 2003. So we were both still getting hammered. We were both still insane, and it was like two pits just eyeing each other, and then we were either going to fight to the death or become best friends. Yeah. And obviously, it was the latter. So it was pretty rad.
Yeah, and Zach Throne. To me, is famous for he's done, like you said, he's done a million things as a musician, but he's famous to me for two very distinct reasons. One is he turned me on to biotin for my hair, which is why I always look like I'm a week away from having a mullet. Because Zach always had long hair, but there was like, I didn't see him for a couple of years at one point, and then I saw him in his hair. It was like he was like Mike Tramp in the 80s, and I'm like, bro, you wearing a piece? He's like, no, I've been taking biotin. So I started taking biotin, and now it's like I'm like a chia pet. You know, if I don't blow dry it, it's
grown out anywhere, right? Yeah, there you go.
But probably probably his greatest achievement, besides playing with you, is banging Susanna Hoffs in her prime,
which he's hinted at. And we like really tried digging in and getting some more dirt on that, but he's like, oh no, I can't, you know. And I'm like, you better give up the goods. Come on, dude. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Also, that he played Jim Steineman in the Meatloaf made for TV movie.
Oh, right. He used to act.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still more impressed by the Susanna Hoffs, though. I gotta admit, it's that's cool. You had an acting role. Let me smell your finger. All right.
Yeah. Maybe that's how he got the gig.
Hey man, and he's a great musician. So you're and Tooch, I know, man, he's such a humble dude. I know how much he's geeked out playing with Scott Gorham, Thin Lizzy from Thin Lizzy, and
Dude,
good group, man.
yeah, he tells me so many cool stories about that. It's just, and the great thing about Tooch is that not only does he bring so much to the table musically with anyone that he jams with, but he picks up so much too. So jamming with Scott, he came over to this project. He was like, check this out. And like, he started just ripping off this stuff that he and like Scott had been playing together. And I was just like, I mean, it was dope, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a style that you don't see anymore, like it's that pure FM rock style, man. Like just, you know what I'm saying? Like that 70s, like it complements. It's a riff, but it's not like, it's just like people just don't play like that anymore, man. It's rad.
Yeah, because there's no radio play really anymore, Corey. That's the sad thing, and luckily for musicians like you and especially all our friends from the '80s, man. They've already been able to make these iconic songs, these gargantuan hits, songs that your mother would know. It's so much tougher now. So in a sense, Corey, it's like fuck it, let's just go for what sounds good to us. And, we hope everybody else likes it. If radio wants to play it, cool. If they don't, you know what? We made a killer album.
Exactly. I mean, and that's the only approach you can really do, like the days of playing for a certain statistic or a certain strategy, you can't do that anymore. You have to regroup, you have to realign, you have to figure things out. And you have to kind of go back to why you make music in the first place. I know a lot of dudes who've had to hang it up because they don't understand how the system works. They don't understand what's going on. They don't know how to properly fit in with the future or evolve, really. And it's sad, man, and they're great bands. Really great bands. And they just can't do it. And they've actually found that they're happier stepping away from it because the grind is so ridiculous sometimes,
Yeah, man. If you don't have a thick skin, man, there's just too many hoops to jump through, too many obstacles to try to get around in the business, man. But man, you've been able to escape it all, and again, man, people really accept all the different changes, because if people only know you from Slipknot and they hear Black Eyes Blue, they're like, whoa, what is this? But people have kind of gotten to know you over the years. Obviously Stone Sour, different band, and now you're going to unleash this kind of stuff. Obviously I knew that about you. One of the funnest things about sorry, Car. Just one of the funnest things about that metal show that I wanted to make the point of was that when we would make the oddball pairings, those were always the best shows. So like when we had you with Night Ranger.
Yeah,
we love doing stuff like that.
Oh, it was awesome. And hanging out with Brad and Blades, dude, I was like, is this happening? That was one of my favorite. I still talk about that, dude. We were just the other day we were talking about it. That's what I miss about that metal show was it was such a great platform for everything like that,
Yeah, I miss paying my mortgage, but too, Corey.
Fine, make it about you, Jamieson.
Hey,
fine.
It's that Jamieson show. I took the goddamn logo and the name. What the hell?
You might as well. That's why I'm here.
And then the other video, CMFT must be stopped, which is it's just so great. Self-deprecating, right in the title.
Completely.
But and that's like a real that's a a song you put on when you go to the gym and you just want to just start, punching the bag or, whatever. And so many cool cameos in that too, man. Lizzie Hale and Halford and Lars.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Getting that list, like seeing that all put together was it was so rad because like you, when they told me they were going to like reach out to people, I gave them a handful of names, but I was like, look, just go see who's into it. and we'll kind of go from there, you know. And luckily, almost everyone said yes. Like, and the people who couldn't do it were they didn't have time to do it. You know,
Yeah.
So it was a great sign of respect. It was a great sign that, you know, it was really kind of like all the work that I had done paying off, you know, like, and some of these people I'd never met before, you know, but they're fans, and I was blown away. I was just like, that's great, you know. But then, you know, having people like Halford at Manson, who doesn't do that stuff, I really appreciated, you know.
Yeah, but you know, a guy like Halford, and I got an advance on the autobiography, and I'm about three-quarters of the way through it, and he really transformed himself into like the spokesperson for metal and how to be a gentleman in the business. You know, Alice Cooper's the same way. He kind of passed that down to Rob Zombie. You know, they passed that down to Lizzie. And dude, you're next in line, man. And I see that in you, man. I see it in your press. I see it because I know you. And it's like, what are we going to leave our children? And you're one of those guys, man.
Well, I mean, thank you for that. I appreciate it. You know, for me, I'm always either loud or contemplative, you know, but I'm always honest.
Yeah.
You know, so, and that's the only way I've ever known how to be. You know, I've never known. Oh, for God's sakes.
Who's that? Is that Ray?
Yeah, sorry. Is that me? No.
Is that you? Okay.
Yeah, that was me. Don't worry about that. It's fine.
No, we got Ray Luzier coming up after you. So.
Yeah, I know. I have another interview coming up in like 5-10 minutes.
I won't keep you too much longer, bro.
No, it's all good. No, just if you're not going to be yourself, you're going to get lost in this business. You know, I've seen too many people get twisted up into caricatures of who they are, and then they're lost. They're lost in their life.
Yeah.
And instead of just embracing it, you know. So it can be sad, and it can be a lesson, you know. But I learned early on, man, especially right before I got sober. I was like, if I'm going to do this for as long as I want to do this, I have to be me.
You have to be, man. And again, you're passing on all the good vibes to the next generation, which is so unbelievably important, man. The new video is Culture Head, which I'm going to show a little while we're talking about it, just because this is a cool, I want to say animation, but it's a very distinct sort of kind of thing. What's this all about?
This was, I mean, the song itself, it's more of a socio-political tune dealing with the extremes on both sides, on the left and the right. So this is kind of playing those extremes against each other, basically. And it's kind of standing in the middle, looking around going, Jesus Christ, is anybody listening over this noise? You know? And it's just basically pointing out the hypocrisy on both sides. You know, it's like the more they scream, the less anybody listens. And I'm not sure what the breaking point is going to be, but at this point, it's almost like a weapon. Our language has become a weapon that people are trying to control. So this is me just kind of putting my money where my mouth is and trying to point out, you know, the fact that if we don't all kind of get on the same page, we're going to be doomed.
Yeah, great stuff, man, because you and I both make a living with our mouth, and we tend to say things that could aggravate people at certain times. So really important. And the coolest thing though is, man, that you got off I only know a few people who have been able to do this successfully, but man, you got off social media and your life just must be a million times better.
Oh, dude, it is. It's the best thing I've ever done, dude. You know, because honestly, and this is coming from a total honest perspective, I was so locked into it that it was messing me up. Like I was really addicted to it for a good year or two. I was obsessed with it as something that I said that I was never going to do. And I was so locked into the digital relationships that I had kind of and it really took me pulling back to realize that I'm neglecting all of my real relationships, all of my real, like time with family, time with band, time with friends. Like And as soon as I really started to kind of extricate myself from that, I really started to realize that I was rebuilding all of that stuff. So I finally just cut the cord and I was done, man. And it's been so much more like peaceful. Like it's the best thing I ever did.
I know. We had Ben from Breaking Benjamin on, and I don't think he even ever got on. Like, there's accounts that people set up for him, but he doesn't go on there. It's just like, when I'm not doing music, I want to hang with my son. And, he's like, I don't even, like, didn't even know how to get on Zoom. I'm like, I love that you don't know how to get on Zoom. That's so cool. But, there's very few of those people now because we're a Zoom-in world. But,
yeah, dude, it's crazy.
And what's cool? The other thing, Corey, real quick, is with you doing so many side projects, man, maybe in an unintentional way, it's really kept Slipknot more alive than ever. Like, I think, people are so used to getting music on demand, and I got to have it now. But then they realize when there's a break how much more they appreciate it. And I think and at this pace, man, you could do Slipknot until you're 90 because you got the masks, so nobody knows what most of the guys look like
I don't know about 90. I mean, my knees feel like they're 90 right now, man. It's insane. But yeah, I think that was a cool byproduct of the fact that when it was Stone Sour, just kind of bouncing back and forth between those two, it really kept it was almost like the anticipation for a movie, like waiting for like the next chapter or whatever. And I think that helped, kind of get us through some of the darker years as well, but it's definitely helped us kind of reconnect. I was just talking to Clown the other day about what we should, because we're obviously thinking about, what the next album could be like. And he's like in this trippy place, dude, which is rad. I love it when he's in this crazy mindset because I know I'm going to hear stuff that I've never heard before.
Yeah.
He's so goddamn creative. And then that, inspires Jim. And I mean, it's just this, all the tumblers really start to fall, so it's pretty rad. I can't wait.
And if Slipknot's popularity ever starts waning, you could always do like Kiss and take off the masks, and then you have a whole new career for another decade. And then when that fades away, you put the mask back on.
I don't know. You just never know. I mean, at this point, what would it be if we took off the mask? Everybody already knows what I look like. It's not easy to look at. So there you go. Mask on in the first place, right?
Yeah, man. My greatest quote about Slipknot was from Josh from Buck Cherry. It was just like, it's like watching the end of the world live.
All right, I'll take it.
No band wants to go on after Slipknot for sure at any festival. All right, I know you got to run, but I want you to mention real quick because CMFT, the brand new album from Corey Taylor, comes out Friday, October 2nd. But you have a cool companion streaming event that's happening at the Forum in LA.
Yeah. Live from the Forum. It's called Corey Taylor Forum or Against Him. I know it's the best dad joke ever.
You could do stand up,
dude. So good, right? And it's available 2 p.m. Pacific time. You can actually get tickets for it right now, and they're different bundles on thecoreytaylor.com, which is my website. So it's everything's kind of happening Friday. Album drops, the live stream happens. We play the entire album. We do a bunch of Stone Sour and Slipknot, a bunch of covers. It's full production, pyro, lights, craziness. It's rad, and the end is like a total rock and roll party. Like, people are going to lose their minds.
Well, cool, man. I can't wait to get the new album on vinyl. Check out the stream, and dude, thanks again, man. Thanks for. I'm glad you're on Dad Hours. I appreciate you spending some time with us this morning, bro.
No worries, man. Absolutely.
And be well out there in Vegas, and hopefully see you soon, my man.
All right, you too, man. Take it easy. Give my best.
Later, Corey.
Later, bye.
All right, all right.